And good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is Tuesday night, September the 2nd, time for the First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock, a live stream we do every night at 9 o'clock and also at 2:30 during the week to give you the weather. We have one at 8:30. We just have them all over the place. So I'm glad you're here tonight watching the weather show at 9. And as always, I'm watching your comments on the 14 News Facebook page. So if you have questions or comments or things you want to share, you can put them on there and I'll check those out in just a few minutes. We got into some nice weather again today. Most of the tri-state enjoying temperatures right around the mid-80s this afternoon. It'll stay partly cloudy overnight tonight, and I expect some scattered showers and storms will return tomorrow night going into Thursday morning. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough rain really to alleviate the drought situation out there that seems to be getting worse each day. Each day we go without rain, not only are we not getting new, we are evaporating out and losing the benefit of all that extra rain we had earlier in the year. We did pick up some showers and storms earlier today. Most of those were in western Kentucky. We even had a severe thunderstorm warning down in southern Muhlenberg County around Weir and Penrod down there in the lower part of the county, but nothing came of it, no wind damage or hail that we're aware of. Very light showers out there now, and we wait for the next surge of cooler, drier air that will come with a cold front tomorrow night, and that'll be the focus for some more showers. Dew points have come up a little bit, actually. They were in the 50s earlier today. A little southerly wind and more humidity in the atmosphere will keep that dew point a little bit higher, and therefore it'll feel a little more humid outside if you've been out this evening. Rain chances are best Thursday early in the morning and Friday early. We may additionally see some more showers or scattered showers over the weekend. Here's a look at the hour by hour, and the first round of rain comes in late tomorrow night, around 10:30 to midnight, and I think our best shot at seeing more widespread rain and maybe hearing some thunder will come during the overnight hours from Thursday midnight into early Thursday morning. And the heaviest rain, at least by the model here, appears to be aiming for western Kentucky. But again, this is just an approximation of where the rain will happen and how heavily it will come down. After that, we dry out. Friday looks pretty good for football Friday night. However, later and into Saturday morning, we may have additional rain. The GFS has perked up a bit, showing maybe 0.8 of an inch in some spots. I think that might be a little generous. Well, maybe for the 7 days, that's more in line. I think that the rain on tomorrow night into Thursday, probably around 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of rain if we're lucky. It's cool just about every place you want to look, no hundreds anyway. Phoenix at a chilly 93 degrees right now. On the current temps, we have 73 at Evansville at this time. Coolest spot nearby is Lexington at 65, Fort Wayne at 61. And you can pick your town off the map here, all of the tri-state enjoying a cool, maybe not as cool or crisp evening, but still very pleasant out there. We did hit 88 this afternoon. We're pushing up close to 90. I don't think we're going to see that. And of course, no rain yet on the calendar here. That means for the month, we're behind by about 2/10 or 1/10 of an inch of rain. And for the year, we're still way ahead. We're about 5.5 degrees cooler than the average, but you knew that already. If you've been grabbing blankets at night, it's been pretty chilly during the overnight hours. Tomorrow we get back up to about 85. It'll be sunny for the most part with increasing clouds in the afternoon. All right, let's check out our radar here on the broader scale. Nothing big happening here in the States. The hurricane season is getting into the peak, the typical peak, and we have a couple areas here that are showing about a 70% chance becoming a named tropical system in the next 3 days. In other words, before the end of the work week. And the Hurricane Center also watching the Western Caribbean up to the Gulf for potential stronger or organized tropical weather in the next 6 to 10 days here. This takes us out to the 15th of September. So that's pretty broad or wide net to cast there. Of course, we'll probably see something in that time frame. Here at home, other than the thunder we had earlier today, it doesn't look like much will be happening tomorrow until late tomorrow night and then early Thursday morning. as that cold front comes through, most of the energy will kind of pass through overnight. So I don't think our chances are going to be there for any severe weather. We're not outlooked for severe storms at this time. And you see on the hour by hour that cold front just sweeping through and kicking up some showers. We actually want that dew point to come up a little bit and get a little more humid. That would support more rain. We have a second cold front that will likely come through dry Friday night, and that will reinforce the cool air for the weekend. We could even see lows all the way down to about 49 or 50 degrees. Longer range, this goes through the weekend and into next week. Keep your eye on the Gulf down here, because that's likely where we will have some kind of tropical system going on that will then inject moisture into the pattern here in the tri-state. Then longer range on the European, we're still looking at that chance of rain next Tuesday, Wednesday. It too kind of homing in on that. 59 tonight with clear and cool out there. Tomorrow's high gets up to 87. And over the 7-day forecast, no first alert weather days. It is going to be pretty dry, and you see those rain chances kicking up again by the first part of next week. Still cooler than normal up through the 12th, and drier than normal too. All right, our pet pick. Hey, William Raleigh responded to my request to take your picture with your pet, right? So here's William, and that's Tesla, his dog. They're train spotters. I have a number of pictures of Tesla here watching various trains go by, but you get to see William here too. He's one of our loyal streamers too. Often he's on here. Maybe he's on here tonight. We will see. Well, I don't see him in the comment section there, but you might want to give him a ring if you know him and say he's live here on the stream show. Thomas Brown says, good evening. Cheyenne Hammonds, good evening. Good evening, Cheyenne. How are you? Caston Lowry. Hopefully you're still studying your weather, Caston. You haven't gotten bored with it. I know you're back in school now, though. And Myrna Mason is watching from Albion, Illinois. How about that? Right there in the heart of Edwards County. Maybe you had one of our spotters as a teacher up there. We had, oh, shoot, the name just went away. Bob and, oh, that's embarrassing. I'll come up with it here in just a second. Francie, what was it? Ellis, Bob Ellis and Francie Ellis. Okay, maybe you had them for school. Man, brain sizzle there. You know, stuff just doesn't come up as quick as it used to. My problems. All right, let's take a look at Science Corner here real quick. And you know, the days are definitely getting shorter. We're losing not quite 2 minutes a day, but pretty close to it, because the sun is coming up later and setting earlier. And as you know here, most of you that watch the weather show are pretty up on your science and that, but the Earth is tilted a little bit on its axis, about 23.5 degrees, and so we get the 4 seasons as the orientation of the sun changes during our orbit around the sun. And at this time of the year, the sun is getting lower in the sky as we approach the autumnal equinox, or the first day of fall, in about 3 weeks. And the practical impact is that since the first day of summer, so around June the 21st, we have lost exactly an hour of daylight there, a little more than an hour actually. And now that we're getting into September, we will lose another hour and about 5 minutes. In October, we really ditch the daylight as we lose about 71 minutes of light. There is a positive this time of the year, and that is we tend to get a brilliant blueness in the sky, and we get these gorgeous sunsets too because of the increasingly lower sun angle. The reason the sky is blue to begin with is that when the sun shines down on the atmosphere, it scatters the rays of light as they come in, and when the sun's overhead, the sky takes on more of a kind of a whitish blue, but as it gets lower, or as the overall angle gets a little lower, we tend to see more blue in the sky, that brilliant blue that we associate with fall and sometimes winter and spring, because again of the low sun angle out there. And we are basically scattering these wavelengths. This would be a prism. Actually, it's the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon album cover, but for our purposes, it's a prism, right? Refracting the light as it comes through. And then you have Roy G. Biv on this side, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, the colors of the spectrum. Anyhow, These are the longer wavelengths. The shorter ones are down in the blues. And so we get the shorter ones when the angle of the sun is somewhat higher, and we get the longer wavelengths when the sun gets lower in the sky. And to give you an example, as we go into the evening hours, the sun inherently lower at that point, we get an orange sky. And that gives us that pretty kind of yellow or crimson color out there as it gets lower and lower. You probably notice that. It starts out kind of yellow, and then it gets orange, and then red. Well, this is the wavelengths getting shorter as the sun gets lower in the sky. And the reason we see the color there like we do has to do with what's in the air. Oftentimes it's dust, pollen, pollutants, sometimes it's smoke, and those things can make the sunset even more colorful out there. Oh, a little science for you there this evening. Nothing earth-shattering. Oh, William Raleigh just took the girl for a walk. Okay. I'm sure you were showing the First Alert streaming show at his Tesla while you were walking on your phone, right? Let's see. Jeff Miller says, great album. Well, sure. I can't play music on here. We're not licensed to do that. You know, if I played even a snippet of that record here, even on a stream, we'd get a nasty note. Probably from Pink Floyd himself, or probably the lawyer, and we'd owe him a boatload of money. I'll tell you about that. When we were doing our 70th anniversary show a couple years ago, Jackie Monroe, who was a former anchor here, had been on the game show Deal or No Deal. Remember that? Back in the mid-2000s, like 2006, 7, somewhere in there. Anyway, all we wanted was a little clip of it, you know, and now this is a show that ran on NBC, ran on this station, and to license just like a 1-minute clip, because we were just going to pull a little bit out of it, they wanted like $30,000. Well, now you know where the prize money comes from, right? So of course we didn't license it, we didn't use it. But yeah, it's kind of the world we're in. You know, everybody's got their hand out here. Thomas Brown is going to the Marcia Yockey event at the Newburgh Museum. Cool, so am I. That is coming up in, about 3 weeks? Let me look at my calendar here. I know it's on I'll give you the exact date. It's the I think it's the 28th, yeah, around 1 o'clock there. And it'll be at, I think we're at Preservation Hall in Newburgh. It's everything you ever wanted to know about Marcia Yockey, who did the weather here on 14. She actually signed us on in 1953. She spent some time at Channel 7 and then came back and finished her career here. 35 years in television weather, and beloved weather icon around the tri-state. I watched her growing up and actually got to meet her and work with her a couple times, so that was gratifying. But anyway, that particular day marks the 25th anniversary of her death. And so the folks in Newburgh, she was from Newburgh, wanted to put on a program about Marcia. So we have some great folks there who know a lot more about her than I do, and we will be sharing that and some great old videos and stories, and I'm sure there'll be refreshments and, you know, the usual stuff. Cheyenne Hammonds likes the nice temps and no severe weather. Me too. Something nice about being able just to, you know, not worry about it so much. So anyhow, I think I got everybody's questions answered here. Let me just double check, see if I missed anything. And I did not. I got them all knocked off there. So we are done then with the First Alert Weather Show here tonight. I'll see you on 14 News at 10. And then I'll be back tomorrow. We're on regular schedule tomorrow. So Byron in the morning, Arden at midday, and I'll be here tomorrow evening. Thanks so much for watching. Please stay safe and have a great night.